Yo guys, welcome back to the video, and today in this video I have for you guys Kermit the Frog Showcase, which has recently been added into Disney Mirrorverse. And guys, if you're not yet, drop a like and subscribe, and let's get into the showcase. Now, as you guys can see on screen here, I have Kermit the Frog at level 5 star, level 50. Now guys, this was given to me by Kabam themselves. Thank you Kabam for giving me this character to use. Now, this character, I'm going to look at their abilities, the talents, and the bio as well to show what character this fits in, or what category they fit in. So guys, let's get right into it. So in the abilities, we have Kermit the Frog. So when he has a heavy attack, he creates a rainbow connection, which between him and his allies gives him a 25% increased damage. But this lasts for 8 seconds, so every 8 seconds, Kermit has to do a heavy attack to keep the buff on them. But if he gets stunned at all, it goes away. Now, it has a 10-second cooldown as well, so you need to make sure this is up constantly. So, what else do you do? So, it grants a HP damage dealt as well. So, when he uses his special ability, which is this one, he grants 2% HP back. So, it's a song buff. So, when it's up, it gives them HP. So, armor does not grant healing as well. So, if you have armor damage, it does not grant healing. And Kermit can stun his enemies in a small area around him as well with this talent. So, when Kermit does use this special ability, he's able to knock back his enemies with 400% damage to his enemies as well, which is huge on the enemies. Like, if his damage is really high, as his damage melee character, 400% is a really big margin as well. So, it's very useful to use that. Looking at the signature ability, so when the signature ability is upgraded, it grants an additional 5% attack, and active rainbow is always active. Non-controlled allies deal basic damage attacks 50% faster, which means if you're using characters like Mr. Incredible, you're hitting 2 times faster, which is absolutely insane. You're killing enemies a lot quicker, they're not doing much damage to you. Mad talent there. So what is Kermit's playstyle? So you want to make sure when watching the timer, you reapply it with using a heavy attack. So this keeps the rainbow connection up all the time. And it means the team's DPS is permanently enhanced, which is optimal for the Swamp Song buff. And Kermit is the strongest when the team is able to have the rainbow connection. So pairing with like a tank or say another melee character is really very useful. But when using Kermit, you don't want to use this character against tank bosses, as it might be very hard to use against them. But the best people to use Kermit the Frog with is support allies, which boost attacks, such as Jack Skellington, Hero, and Mickey Mouse. And they're also great to pair with like enemies with block armor, such as Buzz, Goofy, and Zurg. So they're probably the best characters you can probably use to get this Guardian to its max potential. So, Kermit is very good against one-on-one matchups against high damage dealers such as Gaston, Aladdin, Ariel, and Eve, because the Swamp Song buff literally takes away their damage, allowing them to gain the upper hand. And he's strong against enemies with like a low attack and low defense rating, such as range and support guardians. So if you use them against them, it would be a lot better. So say using that against like characters like Hero, or say Violet Parr, for example, or Zurg, it might be better to use there. Now, you do not want to use Kermit against anyone who has a stun or has armor. So it's weak against many tank guys like Simba, Mr. Incredible, Sully, Wally, and Maui. Violet Parr, Belle, Hero, and Michael Wazowski, you might not want to use them against them. But other characters, like before I mentioned, you might use them, but don't use them actually, because they have armor and they're able to stun. So you don't want to use them at all, because it prevents the Swamp Song like getting the buff, because the buff gets taken away when you get stunned. So you don't want to use Kermit at all against these characters. So you want to make sure you use them against like the low defense, low attack people, such as like range and support guardians. So use them against them. Now guys, we're going to go into a game and I'll show you how this character works in game. Before we go guys, I forgot about the talents on Kermit the Frog. So as you guys can see, talent 1 grants attack talent 2 is the 16% health. These are always the basic ones you always go on every Guardian. So let's have a look at the advanced ones. So, dazing solo. When Kermit uses a special ability, the Rainbow Connection is active. He has an 85% chance to stun enemies in a small area around him for 2 seconds. Now, 2 seconds is not a lot of time. And I wouldn't really recommend using that one because it's only 2 seconds. And I don't think you're going to have much damage in that one at all. Battle Ballad. When the Rainbow Connection is active, so Rainbow Connection is very important, guys. I want to get that clear. Rainbow Connection is very important, so you want to make sure you keep an eye on the timer at all times. If that timer goes, you're waiting a long time, so you want to make sure you're always looking at it, and it's always active. So when it's active, Kermit's basic attack has a 25% chance to grant 4.14% attack buff that lasts for 10 seconds to all allies. That is huge. That is definitely huge. If you rank this one up, you're getting a lot of attack buff on your Guardians. Kermit's special ability deals an additional 85.71% damage to his target for every other ally with a Rainbow Connection. So, every ally that has a Rainbow Connection deals an additional 85.71% chance. That is huge. I think that's quite good, actually. And the elite one, it ain't easy being green. Kermit's Swamp Song buff is increased by an additional 1%. Healing granted by other allies is 6.8% stronger while they have a Rainbow Connection. So if you pair this Guardian up with like Mickey or Jack Skellington, you're getting more heal because it's made their heal 6.8% stronger, which is very important. So I think Kermit might be one of the new meta Guardians to use in the game because he's got a lot of buffs for his allies and stuff and make him very good as well for damage. So guys, that has been Kermit the Frog talents, and let's get into the game. Here we go, guys. We have Kermit the Frog coming out here with his guitar, dancing along with his rainbows. There he is. Who are we coming against? We're coming against Oogie Boogie, so a tank. Now, tank Guardians aren't great to come against, but we'll see how this works. So movement. What's the attack? The attack is a guitar hit. So it's decent damage, you see there. It's heavy attack. There we go. Also, we can't see this against the allies. We haven't got allies enabled. Heavy attack. There. Oh, decent. See the timer in the top left, guys? That's the buff there. So let's see the special ability. Okay, Swamp Song active there. So you see in the top left under his name, you see the timer as well. It goes down. Boom. I need to try against his allies. We'll test against allies as well. We'll see how he goes with that. Boom. Boom. There we go. So he's decent. He's not a Guardian, but we need to test him with allies as well, I think. I'm going to use this character with Jack Skellington and Mickey Mouse, as these are probably the best pair to pair with this Guardian. So let's try him out. Hopefully I don't kill these enemies that quickly. So you can see what happens here. He's very small compared to the other ones. Here we are. There we go. We've got the attack bonus there. I think they all got attack bonus. There we are. Rainbow Connection. So they all get Rainbow Connection there. And their damage goes up a lot quicker. You can see Jack Skellington's damage has gone up a lot quicker as well. It's gone very fast. He's killing these people a lot quicker. But you make sure this timer is okay. So if you look in the top left, I believe the timer is there, and make sure the timer is always active. I keep reapplying it as well. So a little circle there, you see the timer going down. So every time you do a heavy attack, it resets. If you have a look in the top left, it's the second one. It goes down very slowly. And you want to make sure you always got that active, so that gives them the buff and the increased speed on the attack. So you're killing enemies a lot quicker with the Frog with these allies. And it's very useful, I believe, because Mickey's going to be healing. Jack Skellington's doing your damage and your healing and your attack buff as well. And you get an additional attack buff with Kermit. So you're doing a lot of damage overall. So if you might want to trade out Mickey Mouse for another melee Guardian. So you run full attack and like healing as well. So could very be good there. So Kermit the Frog is definitely one you want to pick up. Now, what does Kermit actually fit into? Well, Kermit is an all-rounder here, I believe. So he goes to medium. So some medium Guardians need for the Rift Raids. Leader for Rift Raids as well. Lawful, you're going to need them for Rift Raids as well. Royalty fits right into there. Goofball, another one. So you got 3 towers there. You got 3 towers or 3 sentinels you can fit in. You've got Leader, Royalty, and Goofball. They are 3 that he can fit into, and that is huge. This makes him a big character to unlock. So the bio says, legend states that whoever's pulled the banjo from the swamp shall become the Swamp King. Now the charismatic king Kermit can play his banjo to croon songs that inspire his allies, or he can just whack the fractured with it. Either way, its music is the ears. Yay. This is great, guys. The traits for this are amazing, and this is probably the best character in Melee I personally I'd say for traits, and it's definitely a card guy I want to invest into, so he gets the speed on the damage and the increased attack as well. So definitely a card you want to pick up, guys. If you haven't done that yet, drop a like and subscribe. And that has been Kermit the Frog Showcase. Now guys, I'll see you guys in a bit very shortly, and bye.